Basic clothes. Don't overstep yourself. We will make a shirt, some boots, and gloves, and then you can take the rest from there. So here we have our guy, some basic clothes on. So I'm going to go to the light box here, and I'm going to find another test subject. Up. Alright, so what we're going to use is subtools to create clothes, and I want you to notice that there are some things in here for like duplicate. You can hit a pen to add basic stuff, which we'll learn a little bit later. You can delete, copy. You also have split. Whoops, let me get down there. Split, merge if you wanted to consolidate. We're going to use extract down here at the bottom, and we're going to use extract to bring out these subtools, which they're just kind of like layers of Photoshop. You can turn them on and off. So now he's naked. Alright, so I'm going to take all of these and we'll just delete them. Boom, boom. And we'll do this guy. So we're going to use masking to do this, and there's a good opportunity for you to improve your masking techniques because you're going to need it a lot. When I mask, I typically will go to the standard brush, and you hold down your command key and you just start painting in your mask. Okay. I have symmetry on just to kind of make it a little bit faster. We're going to give him a short sleeve, kind of uniform. And when you're masking, you got to be careful that you're selecting what you think you're selecting and not missing in like all these areas, you know, like under his arm and his armpit, you know, and really kind of look at it and be observant. I'll try not to take too long on this. This is for purposes of this demonstration. I can go up to a bigger draw size now. Hold down my command key. Gotta be careful I don't get into his arm over there. Alright, smaller brush size. Remember, when you're masking, the command key held down allows you to add to your selection, but the option key and the command key held down allow you to subtract from your selection. You want to clean things up and make them good. Now, if you notice my mask is kind of fuzzy on the edges, well, also you can hold down the command and option key and click on the mask, and it will sharpen up the mask. So you see how it got nice and crispy, and you want to do that when you're going to extract clothing. Also, holding on command key and clicking on the outside will flip-flop the mask, invert it. We want this masked area to be the extracted clothes, so we have to paint it exactly the way we want it. You're going to want to hold down your option and command and click on the mask. If you click outside the mask with option command, I believe it fuzzies with one of these keys. It will fuzzy up the mask. I've never had to soften up the mask though, so because it's pretty soft when you first get it. But you're going to want to tighten yours up and sharpen it up. So click on your mask a few times to sharpen it up, and then option and command will subtract from the mask, and you can see that the default mask is already pretty soft, and there's a key, like I said, to soften it up more, but we're not going to use it right now, so we don't need to cover it. Alright, so I'm going to go over to where I pointed out extract, and we're going to hit, we're going to pick our thickness right here, and you can click on the number if the slider is kind of a pain in the ass. So you click on extract, and it'll extract. If you move it around right now, it's extracting to the color I picked over here. When you click extract and you move it until you've accepted it, it'll go away. But it kind of extrudes it out. So you can see that it's kind of extruded out here. You can kind of see that little bit of thickness. Let's zoom in on it. See how it does a little bit of thickness there? All right, so I undid my mask by mistake. I think I want it a little bit thicker, so 0.005. And I'm going to hit extract. And then I'm going to hit accept right there. And now it's done. And if we look up here in the subtools, we now have a subtool in the shape of a shirt. So I'm going to turn off the body and you can see it. There it is, which allows us, we can paint it, we can do all kinds of stuff. One thing I forgot to do though is I wanted to give it a kind of a cut down the middle. So I'm going to hit delete and you're going to see your mask is still there. And I'm going to hold down my command and option key and subtract right down the middle of the shirt, and we'll tighten that up. And then I will go to extract, accept, and I can sculpt that now. It is masked off, so you're going to want to click, hold down command key and drag, it'll unmask. And then I'm going to turn it off with the eyeball over here, just like Photoshop layer kind of eyeballs. And I'm going to go to the original layer, and I'm going to see it's still masked. It doesn't delete the mask, so you got to make sure you unmask this before you do your next one. So I'm going to just command drag off to the side to unmask it, and we'll give him some Palmolive superhero dishwashing gloves here. So I'm going to hold down my command key and paint over my mask. That's what that dark area is. If you were like, where's the mask? It's that dark area. If you didn't already assume that, which you probably did. Make sure you get all your spots. There's nothing like realizing that you left like, oh, there's a little spot right there, and then the whole thing after you did all this careful work looks like crap, because you made a mistake, and you have to rectify that. There's a space between my finger there, the thumb and the palm. All right. Not perfect on the edge, but good enough for the demo. All right, so remember, command option, click, 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 sharpen it up. Make sure you're on the right layer, not extracting from the wrong layer. Go down to extract, hit extract, the same thickness, should be fine. And then I hit accept. Okay, I'm gonna unmask it, click and drag. And I'm gonna go to my main body here, click and drag. I can turn off all these masks. And we'll do some boots really quick, and then we'll sculpt it a little bit. So I'm on my main layer there. I have 3 sub layers now, and I'll hold down my command key, and that was super sloppy. I'm going to get a big brush here just because I can kind of jam through this. All right, and this should all be done when you've finalized your body. So I mean, I don't think that's quite a finished body that I have there, but, it's just a demo, so I'm not working on it every day like you guys are on your projects. Whoops. Command key, and then double check thyself, and see there was stuff on the shoe bottom that I didn't get. Double check the body, make sure that you didn't accidentally paint something else that you didn't see. Hold down your command option, sharpen, 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 sharpen by clicking on the mask. Oops. I let go of the option key while I was doing that. Sharpen, sharpen. All right, so now I'm going to go to extract. I'm going to keep my thickness unless I think it should be thicker. Hit extract. I mean, once you get that certain thickness there for something like this, you kind of can keep it. Extrude, and there we got our accept. There we got our 4th sub layer. Okay. It's masked, so command drag, And then remember to go back to your body and unmask it there in case you have to paint. That mask will prevent you from painting. All right, now when we're coloring these things, you can just go to basically color, pick your color, and give them purple boots. Hit fill object to set that color. And then for the next one, I could go to color. I'm on RGB here only, right there. And right here, just RGB. And I'm going to color, and I'm picking, let's say, turquoise gloves. And hit. Hit fill object. So that's set. And then the shirt, I don't know, we'll fill it with that and then we'll paint it. So fill object. All right, now let's say I don't want my shirt to be blue, I want it to be white or something. I'm gonna go get white, use my standard brush, and look how fast I can paint this in. And I can have the other, objects visible so I can see, if that color looks good or not or whatever. And it looks pretty good. And then I'll go to my gloves, and I like that color. I like my boots. If I wanted to have different color boots, let's say yellow boots. I don't know why he would have yellow boots, but he will. And I can quickly paint in yellow boots. Or if I want to go back to purple boots. Those heels in case he gets animated or something. All right, now these are pretty skin tight articles of clothing. I mean, it's like he's wearing spandex and he's in a heavy metal band. So we're going to go ahead and go to our brush size and make sure we don't have a bad brush. And I'm going to use like the move brush on this. I think that'll probably be adequate enough to demonstrate. And I don't want symmetry on because I don't want it to be exact. And so we're going to go in, bring in those details that you would have on clothes that were, fitted maybe, but not skin tight. Be careful that you use a big enough brush so you don't start getting waxy and lumpy and dumpy. Grumpy, whatever. Oops. I'm going to draw size. And this is sort of a tunic. He's not part of Starfleet, so he doesn't have to have a tight-fitting outfit. Casual alien wear. And you can also like fix an area, like if you were, like the posture of your back or positioning was just like awful, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to have to like remake this whole thing, but that section sucks. Like, what do I do? You can trying to go a little bit fast here, so why not the same thing forever? All right, so. There's his shirt. Even, go to the collar and go to a smaller draw size. Fix it that way. All right. Put buttons on it, all kinds of stuff. Now we'll go to the other objects like his hands and do the same thing. So I go to my move tool and I have symmetry off, although I think just to make this fit, I do have symmetry on. So I have symmetry on, so I'm just going to leave it on for now because I don't have the time. I wouldn't have it on if I were you and you're doing yours, but I kind of want it on now just so I can get through this. And then his boots. So I'm going over here and selecting the right, clicking on the right subtool, which is basically just a layer, and like you have in Photoshop. I mean, it's not like an actual layer in Photoshop, but I just kind of use that as an example so you can wrap your head around the concept. And then, like his heels are, I don't know how I did that, but I screwed up his heels. So we're going to fix that. It's got a big Ronald McDonald feet. There we go. Let's turn on all the layers now. So I'm turning them all on with the eyeballs. And there is a clothed alien with no pants. Pretty easy to do. I will add a holster, a belt buckle, maybe some buttons, maybe some command ranks on his shoulders in class, but this is essentially the same thing we're going to do over and over again. We do have the IMM brushes here that I'll kind of go over in class that have some pieces, parts like buttons and things like that that you can use to make, and zippers and whatever. But ultimately, that's pretty much your guy. And like I said, you could, if I wanted to reconsolidate all this now, I could go to merge, or I could split things off, duplicate them, edit them, all kinds of different variations and options there. All right, so see you in class.